Hello from Mindset Daily, wishing you a day full of health, peace, and happiness. Thank you for watching the Mindset Daily channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us. Thank you so much.
What if your mind was the only thing standing between you and the life you dream of? What if, in just 21 days, you could completely rewire it for success? And what if I told you the choice was yours right now? The mind is like a garden. You can let it grow wild with weeds, or you can cultivate it with intention, creating a magnificent harvest. For the next 21 days, we're going to tend to that garden together. That's all it takes. 21 days to form new neural pathways, build new habits, and create new beliefs. 21 days to brainwash yourself for success. I never said it would be easy. I said it would be worth it. And that's an important difference. Most people want easy. They chase shortcuts, magic pills, quick fixes, and get-rich-quick schemes. But truly successful people value the process. They embrace the journey, knowing anything worth having is worth working for. Success leaves clues. It's not a mystery, and it's not just for a select few. It's available to anyone willing to pay the price, and part of that price is reprogramming your mind. That's what we're here to do. When I was a young man, I met my mentor, Mr. Skay. He told me something I've never forgotten. Jim, if you want to be successful, you've got to change your thinking. When I asked how, he replied, start working harder on yourself than you do on your job. That was my turning point. I realized my level of success would always match the level of my personal growth. So here's my challenge for you over the next 21 days. Commit to your own development. Commit to brainwashing yourself for success. Because if you don't, television, social media, negative people, and your past conditioning will brainwash you for mediocrity. Day 1 starts with awareness. Become the observer of your thoughts. Notice what you tell yourself the moment you wake up. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself throughout the day. On day 1, simply notice your automatic thoughts. Those that surface when you face a challenge or an opportunity. Just observe them. Don't judge, and don't try to change anything yet. Awareness is always the first step to change, because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. Too many people live on autopilot, never examining their thinking, never questioning their beliefs, and never challenging their assumptions. Then they wonder why their lives stay the same. On day 2, begin questioning your beliefs. Ask yourself, is this belief serving me? Is it moving me towards success or holding me back? Where did it even come from? Is it true? Many of our limiting beliefs were planted when we were children. Maybe someone told you that you weren't smart enough, talented enough, or worthy enough, and you believed it. You accepted that programming without question. But as an adult, you have the power to examine those beliefs and decide whether to keep them. One of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself is, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Imagine that for a moment. If success were guaranteed, what would you attempt? What dreams would you chase? What goals would you set? That single question can reveal the beliefs that have been quietly holding you back. By day 3, start creating a vision for your life, one bigger than your current circumstances. You need a dream that pulls you forward, or you'll drift. Set aside at least an hour to think about what you truly want. Not what your parents wanted, not what society expects, and not what feels practical, but what ignites you. Write it down in vivid detail. Make it so compelling it gets you out of bed each morning. Most people never do this. They're too busy making a living to design a life. Don't make that mistake. Your life is far too valuable to live by default. On day 4, start feeding your mind with success. Read books from people who've achieved it. Listen to educational audio programs. Attend seminars. Attend workshops. And surround yourself with people who are already where you want to be. I've always said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So ask yourself, are your current associations lifting you higher or pulling you down? Are they pushing you to grow or keeping you exactly where you are? Remember, you can't soar with eagles if you're scratching around with turkeys. Now, think about your media consumption. The average American watches over 4 hours of TV a day. That's 2 months a year just sitting in front of a screen. Imagine what you could achieve if you invested even half that time into personal development. I'm not saying you should never watch TV, but be selective. Choose programs that inspire, educate, and expand your thinking. And limit your exposure to the news. Most of it is negative and paints a distorted view of reality. By day 5, start practicing affirmations. I know some of you might think, Jim, that sounds a little too new age. But hear me out. Affirmations are simply positive statements you repeat to yourself. They reprogram your subconscious mind, which doesn't distinguish between reality and imagination. It simply accepts what you feed it, especially when it's charged with emotion. By consistently affirming positive statements about yourself and your future, you're literally rewiring your brain for success. Here's a simple one to try. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Say it with conviction. Say it until you believe it. Because when you believe it, you'll start acting in ways that make it true. On day 6, practice gratitude. Gratitude is the antidote to fear, anger, resentment, and envy. You can't feel grateful and negative at the same time. Make it a daily habit to count your blessings. I recommend starting a gratitude journal. Each morning or evening, write down 3 to 5 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be grand gestures. Maybe it's the taste of a good cup of coffee, a warm smile from a stranger, or simply the blessing of clean water to drink. The point is to train your mind to focus on what's good instead of what's missing. There's always something to be grateful for. Even in the darkest times, hidden blessings are there if you choose to see them. And here's the beautiful part. When you focus on those blessings, more blessings seem to find their way to you. That's just how the universe works. By day 7, start visualizing your success. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes a day to close your eyes and see yourself already living your goals. Make it vivid. Feel the emotions, engage your senses. If your goal is financial freedom, picture yourself opening a bank statement with a smile or receiving unexpected checks in the mail. If it's a loving relationship, see yourself with your ideal partner, feeling that deep connection. If it's peak health, imagine a strong, energized body brimming with vitality. Visualization works because it programs your brain's reticular activating system, the mental filter that notices opportunities aligned with your goals. It's like buying a new car and suddenly seeing that model everywhere. It was always there, but now you're tuned in. On day 8, start acting as if. This powerful technique means carrying yourself as if you've already achieved your goals. How would you walk, talk, dress, and make decisions if you were already living your dream life? Begin doing those things now. This isn't about pretending. It's about aligning your actions with the identity of the person you're becoming. Because here's the truth. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. I often share the story of 2 salesmen sent to Africa in the early 1900s to explore shoe sales opportunities. The first wrote back, "Situation hopeless. They don't wear shoes." The second salesman reported back, "Glorious opportunity. They don't have any shoes yet." Same situation, completely different mindset. That single shift made all the difference. The first saw the world as it was. The second saw it as it could be. Which one do you think found greater success? By day 9, start setting specific, measurable goals. Vague wishes won't get results. Clear goals will. Write down exactly what you want to achieve and when. Break them into smaller, manageable steps, then take action every single day. Remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish, and a plan without action is only a dream. But a goal with a plan, backed by consistent action, that's the formula for success. Set goals in every area of life: financial, physical, relational, spiritual, and intellectual. True success isn't just about money. It's about balance and fulfillment. On day 10, develop the habit of discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's choosing the pain of discipline over the pain of regret, making sacrifices today for a better tomorrow. Many people wait for motivation before acting, but that's backward. Action creates motivation, and momentum is a powerful force. Start small. Wake up 30 minutes earlier to read or exercise. Make 5 sales calls before lunch, or save 10% of your income before spending a dime. Over time, these small disciplines compound into extraordinary results. By day 11, begin removing negative influences from your life. Negative people, toxic media, and draining environments. You can't soar with eagles if you're scratching with turkeys. This doesn't mean cutting off loved ones entirely, but it may mean limiting time with those who constantly drain your energy or dismiss your dreams. And stop feeding your mind a steady diet of bad news or endless social media scrolling. Replace it with uplifting books, inspiring music, and motivational content. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and your potential. On day 12, cultivate an attitude of service. The secret to living is giving. The more you focus on adding value to others, the more success and fulfillment will flow back to you. Ask yourself daily, how can I serve today? How can I make someone's life better? How can I solve a problem for someone else? When you approach life with a mindset of service, opportunities naturally come your way. People want to work with those who genuinely care about their needs. There's a universal law: you reap what you sow. Plant seeds of service, and in time, you'll harvest success. It might not happen overnight, but it will happen. By day 13, take full responsibility for your life. Stop blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck for where you are. Own both your current situation and your future direction. As long as you point to outside factors, you're giving away the power to change them. But when you accept responsibility, you reclaim that power and shift from being a victim to becoming the creator of your own life. It's not easy. Looking in the mirror is far more uncomfortable than pointing fingers, but growth never comes from comfort. Comfort leads only to stagnation. On day 14, halfway through this 21-day journey, start embracing failure as feedback. Successful people don't run from failure, they learn from it. They treat it as valuable information, not a judgment of their worth. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about it, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset you must develop. Each failure is simply a step toward success, as long as you learn and adjust. Don't fear failure. Fear regret. Fear looking back one day and wondering, what if I had tried? By day 15, practice self-discipline in your thinking. Don't let your mind drift aimlessly. Guide it toward productive, positive thoughts. Negative thoughts will come, but replace them with empowering ones. This takes practice, like training a muscle. At first, you may catch yourself thinking negatively dozens of times a day, but with consistency, it becomes easier. You'll build mental strength and shift from being a slave to your mind to being its master. One effective tool is the stop and swap method. When you catch a negative thought, replace it with a positive one immediately. When a negative thought appears, mentally say stop, then replace it with a positive one. For instance, if you think, "I'll never succeed at this," swap it for, "I'm learning and improving every day. Success is inevitable if I don't quit." By day 16, begin creating empowering routines. Your daily habits either move you toward success or away from it. There's no middle ground. Design routines that support your goals and dreams. A strong morning routine might include exercise, reading, visualization, affirmations, and planning your day. An evening routine can help you wind down, review your progress, celebrate small wins, and set intentions for tomorrow. Remember, we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. Build systems that make success inevitable. On day 17, focus on managing your emotions. Emotions are powerful forces. They can push you forward or hold you back. Mastering them doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing them, but rather acknowledging, understanding, and choosing your response. This is emotional intelligence in action. One helpful technique is name it to tame it. When you feel a strong negative emotion, simply label it. "I'm feeling frustrated," or "I'm feeling anxious." Naming it reduces its intensity and gives you greater control. By day 18, practice persistence. Success rarely happens overnight. It's the product of consistent effort over time. It's showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, and refusing to quit despite obstacles. Think of the stonecutter who strikes a rock 100 times without a crack. Then on the 101st blow, the rock splits in two. It wasn't just that final strike, it was every blow that came before. That's the nature of success. Keep showing up, keep putting in the work, keep learning and growing, and one day, seemingly out of nowhere, everything will fall into place. But it's never truly out of nowhere. It's the result of every effort you've made leading up to that moment. By day 19, start practicing forgiveness. Forgive those who have wronged you, and forgive yourself for past mistakes. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning what happened. It means freeing yourself from the heavy weight of resentment and regret. Holding on to unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. In reality, it keeps you trapped in the past, unable to embrace the present or create a better future. Let go of grudges, release self-blame, and make peace with your past so it no longer poisons your future. On day 20, master the art of listening. Listen to others with genuine interest, without interrupting. Listen to your intuition, that quiet inner voice that often knows the right path. Listen to the feedback life gives you through your results. Most people don't truly listen. They simply wait for their turn to speak. But successful people know listening is where the real learning happens. It's how you understand others' needs, recognize opportunities, and avoid costly mistakes. Ask thoughtful questions, then truly listen to the answers. You'll be amazed at how quickly it accelerates your growth. Finally, on day 21, make a lifetime commitment to growth. This 21-day program is just the beginning. Personal development isn't a destination, it's a lifelong journey. Promise yourself that you'll never stop learning, never stop growing, never stop challenging yourself to become better. Because true success is about becoming the best version of yourself and making the greatest contribution with the gifts you've been given. After these 21 days, you'll have reprogrammed your mind for success, creating new thought patterns, habits, and beliefs. But the work doesn't stop here. It's only the beginning. Planting the seeds of success is one thing. Nurturing them until they bear fruit requires consistent effort, ongoing learning, and a willingness to adapt. Revisit this program regularly, perhaps once a year or whenever you feel old habits creeping back in. Use it as a mental tune-up to reinforce the positive and remove the negative. Remember, your mind is like a garden. You can't just plant and walk away. You have to water those seeds, nourish them, and protect them from weeds. The same goes for your success mindset. It needs daily care through positive input, deliberate practice, and conscious choices. My mentor, Mr. Skay, once told me, "Jim, your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change." If you want different results, you must do things differently. If you want to think differently, you must feed your mind with different input. Yet most people repeat the same actions day after day, year after year, and then wonder why nothing changes. That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing, but expecting different results. You're not going to fall into that trap. You'll make intentional changes to your thinking, your habits, your relationships, and your environment. You'll brainwash yourself for success. And because of that, your life will transform in ways you can barely imagine right now. Understand this. Transformation is rarely a straight line. You won't see massive changes every single day. Some days it may feel like nothing is happening, or even like you're moving backward. Don't be discouraged. Personal growth works more like compound interest than a steady climb. At first, the changes are small, almost invisible, but over time they build and accelerate. What seems slow at the beginning can lead to exponential results later. It's like bamboo. For the first 4 years after planting, nothing seems to happen. You water it, you fertilize it, but see no growth. Then, in the 5th year, it shoots up 90 feet in just 6 weeks. Was it growing during those first 4 years? Absolutely. It was developing a strong root system to sustain that explosive growth. Your success works the same way. You may not see immediate results, but trust the process. Growth is happening beneath the surface. Beneath the surface, something powerful is taking shape. You're building the mental and emotional foundation for extraordinary success. Be patient, trust the process, and embrace the journey, because the true riches are often found along the way. Over the years, I've met countless people in a rush for success. They wanted results yesterday, and in their impatience, they took shortcuts, made poor decisions, and ultimately sabotaged their own progress. Don't make that mistake. Lasting success takes time. It's not about how fast you arrive, but how strong your foundation is when you do. As you move through this 21-day program, expect resistance, both internal and external. Internally, doubt, fear, and old habits will try to pull you back. Your comfort zone will whisper that it's not worth the effort or that you can't change. That's normal. Recognize it as your old programming fighting to survive. Externally, not everyone will understand or support your journey. Some may discourage you, sometimes because they fear being left behind, or because your growth makes them face their own stagnation. Remember, criticism often comes from those doing less, while praise comes from those doing more. Consider the source of any feedback. You don't need everyone's approval, just your own commitment and a few key supporters who believe in you. Find those people, value them, and limit your exposure to naysayers and dream stealers. Now, let me share a concept that has transformed countless lives, including mine, the slight edge. It's the principle of making small, positive choices consistently over time. It's understanding that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in a year and underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. They crave dramatic results right away, and when they don't see them, they give up. But successful people understand the compound effect. They know that small, repeated actions build into extraordinary results over time. Read just 10 pages of a good book daily, and you'll finish about 12 books a year. Write a single page each day, and in a year you'll have a 365-page manuscript. Save just $5 a day, and you'll have $1,825 plus interest. These may seem small in the moment, but over time, they transform both your results and your identity. You become a reader, a writer, a saver. That's the power of the slight edge. It's not about overnight change, but steady, positive choices, day after day, week after week, month after month. It's about consistency over intensity. And the beauty is, anyone can do it. You don't need special talents, only the willingness to apply this principle faithfully. One of my students proved this. When he first came to my seminar, he was broke, drowning in debt, and stuck in a dead-end job he despised. Yet that day, he made a choice to change his thinking and his life. He started with the basics, reading uplifting books, surrounding himself with successful people, setting clear goals, and visualizing his future. At first, nothing seemed to change, but he persisted, feeding his mind with success and taking small, daily actions. Within a year, he'd launched a side business. In 3 years, it earned more than his job. In 5, he was debt-free. In 10, he was a millionaire, helping others transform their own lives. Was it easy? No. Were there setbacks? Absolutely. But he had reprogrammed his mind for success. He had truly brainwashed himself. See opportunities instead of obstacles. Focus on solutions instead of problems. And keep going when others would quit. That's what I want for you. To look back in 5 years and be amazed at how far you've come. But it all begins with a single decision. To take control of your mind. To direct your thoughts towards success. And to fill them with empowering beliefs and ideas. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can be your greatest asset or your worst liability, depending on how you use it. Sadly, most people never learn to use it well. They let it wander aimlessly or be hijacked by negativity, and then wonder why their lives are filled with struggle. That will not be your story. You will master your mind, program it intentionally for success, and become the architect of your thoughts instead of their victim. As your thinking shifts, your actions will shift. As your actions shift, your results will shift. And as your results change, your entire life will change. It's a beautiful cycle of transformation, and it starts the moment you take control of your mental programming. So, commit to these 21 days. Give them your full focus and treat this process with the seriousness it deserves. Because when you change your mind, you change your life. And remember, this isn't just about chasing external success, more money, a better job, or a bigger house. Those are fine, but they're just the outer signs of a much deeper transformation. The true goal is to become the kind of person who naturally attracts success, to build the character, mindset, and habits of someone who thrives. When you do that, success stops being something you chase. It comes to you because of who you've become. That's why personal development is essential. It's not just about learning techniques or strategies. It's about transforming yourself from the inside out. It's about becoming more so you can achieve more. I want to leave you with this final thought. Your life has purpose and meaning. You were created for greatness, not mediocrity. You have talents and gifts the world needs. Don't let negative programming, limiting beliefs, or the opinions of others keep you from reaching your potential. Everything you need to create an extraordinary life is already within you. You just have to tap into it, nurture it, and express it. And it all begins with your thinking, with brainwashing yourself for success. So start today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when everything feels perfect. Start now. Take the first step, commit to yourself, invest in your mind, protect it from negativity, and direct it toward your dreams. Because when you change your thinking, you change your life. And when enough of us change our lives, we can change the world. Wishing you great health, happiness, and success. And remember to subscribe to my channel, Mindset Daily.